Hi, my name is Tegan. I am legally blind, and some issues I face in my life is people not understanding my disability, people patting my guide dog, people not understanding that I might need some help sometimes. In my case, it's sometimes hard to communicate because I might not see you walking towards me across the street. It takes to about 2 metres before I recognise people. So if you're waving to me across the street, I might not see you. In my situation, being a young person with a disability, going through mainstream school, there were some issues I had with people thinking they couldn't come up and talk to me anymore. Because I started school without a disability. I got it through my high school years, and the difference between the reaction of people when I come back blind is very different. I come back to school in year 8, having a white cane and being blind. I was getting used to this whole new world. And I mean, I probably wasn't the perfect buddy at that stage. For probably 6 months, I got my head round how I was going to go on with my education, and then I could work on the social side of things. Yeah, Nimby's a lovely looking dog. She's young and she's pretty, and I get millions of people coming up telling me how beautiful she is. Nimby is a working dog. She's helping me navigate the street, get to certain places like the chemist and the bank, and get across the road. When people want to pat her or talk to her, it distracts her from her job. And if people continue to do that, Nimby loses track of what her job is. She starts looking for people to pat her instead of helping me get across the road, and of course bad things can happen due to that.
First of all, Xavier's my son. He's also a brother.
Hi, my name is Xavier and this is my sister Ella.
Now tell me a bit about Ella being a sister.
She's my sister. She's a couple of years younger than me.
And he's a happy young man, just wanting to be accepted in the community. Because he does have a bit of a quirky side to him with his stimming, you know, sometimes it puts people off. They may be, you know, frightened of it or just not understand, a bit confused as to, you know, what's going on here. And you know, you'll sometimes get looks, or you know, you might get some giggles, which is, I find, offensive. But over the years, I've just sort of learned to switch off.
I think a lot of people think it's funny or that it's a joke. I wish that people would just take the time to get to know him and not just assume things or make fun of him and stuff like that when they don't even know him. Yeah, definitely his kindness, and he just makes me laugh sometimes, just stuff that he says. He's really funny.
My sister, yeah, she's funny. She can be funny. She's nice, she's gentle, and she's calm.
He's just Xavier to us. He's just a normal, happy, beautiful young man, just you know, wanting to, you know, do the best in his life. Yeah.
He's my brother. That's like all I see him as. I don't see him any different because he has autism or anything like that. That he can do what he wants, like even though he's different, and it shouldn't stop him from being able to do what he wants. So yeah, just whatever he wants to do when he's older.
Thomas is my oldest boy, who has autism and an intellectual disability. But with that, we have the issues of Thomas just doesn't get stuff. So for instance, he knows of Santa, but he doesn't understand Santa.
Thomas is my brother. He's a really nice person. Thomas has autism. Essentially, he doesn't understand a lot of things, just doesn't get along with people. He takes things really weirdly, like jokes. He sometimes doesn't understand them. and same with sarcasm.
Can you tell me what the best thing is about having little brothers?
Well, they're a bit annoying, but they're a bit nice.
Well, I've never really met anyone who's treated Thomas differently. Like, I'll tell them he has autism and they'll get it. But sometimes I'll hear people like say to people, oh, you have autism and all this stuff, like as a joke, and yeah, it kind of gets annoying.
Well, he's different because he wants to be alone, just have his own time. His social skills, he doesn't really use much.
Social skills, Thomas doesn't have any. So that's where we do need the prompting. So I may say to Thomas, you look at so-and-so, you probably look at you for 2 seconds and then turn away. To have a conversation, Thomas doesn't know how to have an extended conversation. That's who he is. He'll say hello, he might not say hello, he'll go and sit in the corner and he'll be as happy as Larry. Don't take offence, just accept him for who he is. But don't look at it and think, oh, he's different or he's weird, or because he's not, he's just Thomas.
Hi, my name is Nathan. I studied at Wangaratta District Special School last year, and I'm doing a course, certificate free in catering operations at the Wangaratta Hospital. Like, people have seen me before and I've said I've got a learning disability, and a lot of people didn't believe I have a disability, sort of thing. Sometimes they've challenged me to spell words and I can't really spell it, sort of thing. And I do mess up my words sometimes, sort of thing, as well. Some people can be a bit mean and laugh at me because they've said I should be not really good at my spelling, sort of thing, but a lot of my mates and all that like how I am, and when I'm trying to spell things, like, or trying to read some things, where, like, with my learners, I've tried to go for it, but I still have trouble trying to get my learners. I'm not the best reader, I don't understand all that. That's my sort of challenge, is trying to get my learners and trying to read things. I'd love to read my books, sort of thing, but I can't really because I'm not that good of a reader. I've heard it before and it makes me really upset because that word really puts me down and I don't like that word. Retarded, stupid, you don't know nothing, you're a dumbass, sort of things. Words that just put people down, sort of thing, and they think they're like not that worth, sort of thing. Just to treat people how you want to be treated, you should treat them how they want to be treated. I'm the same, but I am different.
We are all people. We're same and different. I'm different because I have a wonderful little companion that walks along beside me, and I also don't have my vision. We all have the same feelings. We just might sometimes struggle with them or not know how to communicate.
Especially older people with disabilities, they do need to de-stress. It's a major part of coping with their normal lives. So if you see that, you just need to be aware that that's their coping mechanism. We all have a coping mechanism in some way. For normal people, sometimes someone walks through the door and they've got to go and have a shower. To de-stress, they have to go and have a shower, or they like to have a glass of wine. For children with disabilities, they need to de-stress, but it can be to the extreme when you're looking at it.
Xavier would rather you come and say hello and have a chat than, be ignored or looked down on. He just wants to be able to access the community like everyone else, but he does need help. He does need support. I think if people were a little bit more empathetic and a lot more caring and kind, the world would be a better place.
I would like to see people treated respectfully, where everyone gets along with each other and no one gets picked on or so, because everybody has a right to live their life how they want to and stuff.
In an ideal world, it would be wonderful to see people with disabilities treated exactly the same, access all different facilities out in our community and be a part of our community like everyone else.